Hello class. I am Saif Abdi, Associate Professor with School of Management, BBD University. I'm back again with the Advertising and Brand Management classes. So, in the past few classes, we have looked into various topics under unit. So, like advertising objective, advertising message, advertising strategy, and all these things. So, in today's lecture, we would be covering the Dagmar approach. So, basically, Dagmar approach is part of the advertising objective setting process. So, Dagmar approach was proposed by Russell Colley in the year 1961, and so basically, it was a report prepared for the National Advertisers Association. So, dear students, they would be studying Dagmar approach today. Dagmar approach is basically a part of the process of objective setting, the advertising objective setting. Dagmar approach was prepared by Russell Colley in the year 1961. He prepared this report for the Association of National Advertisers. So what is Dagmar? So Dagmar is basically short form or synonym for defining advertising goals for measured advertising results. So as the name suggests that the Dagmar approach basically defines the goals of advertising to find out the advertising results which are measured. So basically it is a model for setting advertising objectives and measuring the results of the advertising campaign. So basically it's nothing but you set in under Dagmar approach, you set some objectives for your advertising campaigns and then you measure the results of that advertising campaign. So this is in short is Dagmar, defining advertising goals for measured advertising results. So it is basically setting up objectives against the results. So you have set some goals and objectives, and to check whether you have achieved those goals and objectives, you see that through the advertising results. And these results are in the what the term measured means that you have some kind of parameters through which you measure the results. So it cannot be something very generic that, okay, the campaign was successful or not successful. Okay. So it is measured as in, like, say for example, what was the increase in sales percentage, or what was the increase in profit percentage. So all these measurement is done with respect to the goals and objectives which you have set. So the major thesis of this model is that communication effects are the logical basis for advertising goals and objectives against which success or failure should be measured. So we are laying stress on the communication stress, and they say that the communication effects are a logical basis on which you can set your goals and objectives, and on the basis of that only you will measure whether your campaign is successful or is it a failure. Now, under Dagmar approach, an advertising goal is basically specific and measurable, as I had mentioned earlier, that it cannot be something which which is very generic in nature, or which cannot be which is not specific, or which is not measurable. So, for example, if you say that the advertisement campaign was successful, so what are the parameters to say that it is successful? So is it successful because you had a 10% growth in sales, or is it successful because you had a 50% increase in sales. So unless and until you are specific, you cannot say what is success. So success can be different for different people. So that's why you have to be specific, and the measurement you have set. So and again, so even if we're talking about sales, so what kind of sales and how much time, all these things come under measuring. So you have to be specific and it should be measurable. Then it says a communication task as opposed to a marketing task can be performed by and attributed to advertising rather than combination of several marketing factors. So why they have set it up as a communication task? Because Kohli says that uh, a communication task under marketing can be attributed to advertising rather than a combination of several other marketing factors. So when you talk about communication tasks, then they specifically come under advertising as against other tasks which can come under other marketing factors. Now the next thing Kohli says is that they basically propose that the communication task be based on hierarchical model of communication process with 4 stages. So what are these 4 stages? So Kohli had proposed that the communication task would be hierarchical in nature. So and these will be, there will be 4 stages in it, and these 4 stages are awareness, comprehension, conviction, and action. So what is awareness? It is nothing but making the consumer aware about the existence of the brand or the company. Second stage is, so awareness is the very basic stage. Then the second stage in the hierarchy is comprehension. So basically it is developing an understanding of what the product is and what it will do for the consumer. So first is awareness of the brand, then comprehension. The consumer tends to understand what the product is and what work it does or what are its features and all. Then the third step in the hierarchy is conviction. So conviction is developing a mental disposition in the consumer to buy the product. So once the consumer goes to the first step, which is the awareness, then comprehension, he knows about the quality of the product, the use of the product. Then comes conviction, wherein the consumer is convinced that he has to buy this particular product. And finally, the fourth step is action. Action is nothing but the consumer buying that product based on the 3 steps which he has already gone through, which is awareness, comprehension, conviction, and then finally action when he or she buys the product. So this was all about Dagmar approach. Now we will move back to the next topic. So Dagmar was basically part of the advertising objective. Now the next topic is message tactics. So in the earlier lectures we had studied about the advertising message. Now we will see what is message tactics and what are its features. So message tactic is nothing but a specific means advertisers employs to meet the advertising campaign goal. So these are the means through which message tactics are the means by which the advertiser tries to meet the goal of the advertising campaign. So here again, if you look at the pyramid, so it's the hierarchical pyramid. So we see that if we look at the advertising message, the first comes the base is the strategy, then comes the big idea, then the creative executive, and finally the tactics. So we'll look at them one by one. So for the strategy, uh, what is strategy? Strategy is nothing but the message that the advertiser gives to solve a communication related problem. That is strategy. So then it moves up to big idea. Big idea is the idea that the advertiser selects for communicating the strategic message in a creative way. So creative way here is the keyword. Then the third step is creative executive. So creative executive is nothing but the physical form, like the story, the script, and all these things of the advertising. And then finally, the tactics which we are looking at, it is nothing but short-term decision about specific tangible tasks related to advertising method or media. So tactics is basically very specific task which is tangible in nature, and so how you are going to advertise, what media channel you are going to look at. So that is, so for example, uh, if you want to create a brand awareness, you are a new product which has just been launched, and you want to, so uh, you want to make the consumer or the prospective customer or the whatever your target audience is, you want to make them aware about your brand. So this is the problem, and this your strategy would be to basically create awareness of the newly launched brand. Sorry, that will be your strategy. The next step is big idea. Now the big idea is, as I said, that the idea that the advertiser selects for communicating the strategic message in a creative way. So big idea can be something like choosing a brand ambassador and making a series of audio video commercial which will be aired on television, which will be aired on YouTube. And so maybe selecting an Amitabh Bachchan or a Shah Rukh Khan or a Ranveer Kapoor for, or maybe a Virat Kohli or some other celebrity. And so this will be a big idea. And then comes the creative executive, where the story, the script and all are written. So that is the work of the creative team. So they will basically make maybe a funny advertisement, or maybe some serious advertisement, or something related to the current topic or things like that. So these people will work on the story, script, the punchline and all these things. Now the tactics is basically how you are. So now that your advertisement or your video presentation is ready, now you have to present it. So how you are going to present it? So it might be that your tactic can be that, okay, some big ticket event is coming up, so you will launch that through that, or maybe you will flush the advertisement through all the social media channels like YouTube or Facebook and all these things. So this is the tactics. So what kind of media you are using, the method you are using, the timing, when it should be telecasted, or all these things. So that is advertising message tactic. Now the next topic is advertising attitude. So what is advertising attitude? So advertising attitude, we should understand it like this, that a rational advertising message results in a significantly more positive attitudes, a higher purchase intention, and a better ad content recall. Okay, so basically what they're saying is that when the advertising message is rational, when basically uh, the audience connects with it, and the audience can have a logical reasoning to it. So what will happen when the advertisement has this kind of attitude? It will result in positive attitudes, a higher purchase retention, and a better ad content recall. Even the recall of the advertisement would be more. Then similarly, attitude towards an emotional advertisement and advertisement content recall are significantly more positive in a positive context. So when you have a emotional advertisement, then also uh, the results are positive. So things like, so whenever you have things, so for example, if you look at the advertisement of LIC, it gives you an emotional connect. So what happens is that the historically the recall of the LIC ads is more, and it is taken in a positive sense, because what it shows, the LIC advertisement was the punchline is Zindagi ke saath bhi, Zindagi ke baad bhi, and it shows that how the major bread earner of the family died due to something, but still even after his death, the LIC was there, and through the LIC policy which he had taken, the study or the marriage of his children was taken care of. So audio visually it is shown with more emotional content and all these things. So that's how people connect with it. So it's that. So these are all advertising attitudes. Similarly, an advertisement with a positive attitude also has the same thing, or an advertisement which has some rationale or logical reasoning behind it. They have a better recall, a higher purchase intention, and all these things. So, for example, if you look at the advertisements of Maruti till few years back, they were laying stress on the mileage of the Maruti cars, or the after sales service of the Maruti cars, or the sales and service options available at almost say 10 kilometers across India. So these were basically logical reasoning, a rational. So they were giving a rational advertising message, because of which the sales of Maruti car, it resulted in better purchase intention from the target audience, and that showed in the results and the sales of Maruti car. Now, this one is a very interesting topic, and it is related with the current environment also. So we are talking since past 10-20 years. We are talking a lot about the environment, for example. So how we should help our environment, how we should decrease pollution, for example, and something or the other to do with the environment. So environment can be the planting trees, it can be saving the wildlife, and or saving electricity and all these things. So this topic is basically advertising in the evolving marketing environment. So first of all, we look at green advertising. So green advertising is nothing but the channel we are using for the advertisement, or the medium we are using for the advertisement. So whatever stage of advertising, or whatever type of advertising, or whatever content and all these things we are using for advertising, it should be environment friendly. So that is green advertisement. So for example, when we put our advertisement on hoardings, so the paint which we are using for the advertisement, that should be eco-friendly. Likewise, the amount of paper we are using, that we can lessen a bit. So with respect to print advertisement, so things like these, and that is green advertisement. So obviously, because when you use paper, a lot of trees are cut for that, and that is uh, against the environment. So it puts imbalance in the ecological system. So all these things are being looked into it, and that's why. So for example, even if you are bound to use paper, so what many companies are doing is that if they are using paper, they would plant trees to basically compensate for the paper cut for the trees. So these things are being to promote green advertising. Likewise, for example, NDTV has used their platform to support the Save Tiger project. So they are running a full-time campaign for 20-25 years now. So all this comes under green advertising. Then the digital advertising and marketing. So digital advertising and marketing is also a new concept, which is advertising on internet and advertising on social media comes under it. So be it in the flags which come on internet, or be it the pop-ups which come during your internet surfing. So these days, even on mobile phones, while you access some website or some application, there are advertisements which are popping up. Or when you are surfing Facebook, or when you are surfing Instagram, advertisements are there, or either they are popping up, or there is a flag, or there is a scroll running at the bottom of the screen. So this is all digital advertising and social media advertising. And finally, the technological advancements. So basically, advertisements, as you know, in the first unit you would have studied the history of advertisement, where uh, initially how the advertisements were done and how they have evolved over a period of time. So now, so all this has been through technological advancement, and these days specifically, the technological advancements have been very fast and rapid, because of which the advertisements have also been seen. They have Advertisements have also evolved very fast. So now, for example, the newest one is the use of artificial intelligence, specifically in digital marketing. So what happens is, based on the websites you have visited, or based on the apps you have uploaded, the artificial intelligence will throw up advertise. So they will have your profile, and for example, they know that okay, you are young and you are studying, so they will throw up ads on your screen, on your apps, as per your likings, or as per your choice, or as per your profile. The advertisement which would be shown to me would be different, because the websites I am visiting and the apps I am using is different. So they will see a pattern through the artificial intelligence, and based on that, advertisement will be thrown up on your screen. So this is through artificial intelligence, and this is being used a lot for advertisement. So this is one of the technological advancements which we have seen in advertising, and we will continue to see these kinds of things, because the technology is developing really fast. So sometimes you will be even shocked to see that how quick this happens. So as soon as you visit a website, you will see an advertisement popping up regarding related to that search, or even when you receive a call from a telecaller, that data is also being shared. So, for example, if I call Just Dial for uh, some of my requirement, so you would see that uh, instantly you will start to get calls from telecallers. So all these things are so because your data is shared then and there, and based on that, you tend to receive those calls. So all these are technological advancements which are being put into place for advertisement. So it is affecting us. The technological advancements are affecting all of us in a positive and negative way both. But for advertising, this has been a great tool for the advertisers, which they are using it very effectively and efficiently. So, class, that will be it for today. Till the next time, thank you.